My name is Lindsay Parks, and for my Capstone project, I researched tarsiers and why they deserve to have their own semi-order separate from strepsirrhines and haplorhines. The title of this project is The New Primate Semi-Order, Tarsiforms. The abstract for my project is as follows. The phylogeny of the tarsiers has been problematic for the zoological and taxonomic classification of the primate order as a whole. Tarsiers are genetically more similar to species in the semi-order Haplorhini, which includes the great apes. They share many of the physical adaptations that haplorhines maintain, such as the dry rhinarium and lack of a tapetum lucidum. However, they are behaviorally and anatomically more similar to those in the semi-order Strepsirrhini. This includes lemurs and lorises. Their small-bodied frenivority and nocturnality suggest a closer relationship to the Strepsirrhini species. Creating a third semi-order of tarsiforms would acknowledge the unique nature of the tarsier while providing the freedom for further explanation of these unique adaptations. The tarsier's history of evolution, behavior, anatomy, and phylogeny suggest a third semi-order is necessary. The results of this research encompass knowledge of biological anthropology, primatology, primate paleontology, and zoology. The history of the tarsier taxonomic labels is a bit of a controversial subject. Tarsiers are more behaviorally similar to strepsirrhines and more genetically or molecularly related to haplorhines. They were classified as prosimians in the former taxonomic system by Johann Illiger. However, his classifications are no longer valid due to the new molecular data. There are three main hypotheses surrounding the taxonomic classification of tarsiers. They were classified as prosimians, which are modern-day strepsirrhines, by Johann Carl Wilhelm Illiger in 1813. This was based largely on their behavioral similarities with other prosimians, such as lemurs and lorises. The second hypothesis is the modern-day classification of the strepsirrhine and haplorhine semi-orders. The new molecular data available forced this change in the taxonomic classifications. Tarsiers moved from the prosimian semi-order to the modern haplorhine semi-order with other great apes such as ourselves. The last hypothesis states that tarsiers should be given their own semi-order. This is based on the theories that tarsiers diverged from other primates earlier than the modern semi-orders. It is believed by some that they are the direct descendants from the oldest known primate species. These two charts illustrate the old and new classification systems of the primate orders. The old classification system consists of prosimians and anthropoids. This was put in place in 1813 by Johann Carl Wilhelm Illiger. He was the director of the Zoological Museum of Berlin. Due to the new molecular data available, the new classification system, consisting of the Strepsirrhini and Haplorhini semi-orders, became effective. Tarsiers are relatively small primates, weighing in at less than 500 grams. However, they are, unlike other primates, strictly frenivorous. They live in trees and are mostly arboreal. However, they will come to the ground for prey. They have long legs which allow them to leap from tree to tree and branch to branch. Tarsiers are found only in Southeast Asia. This includes all 3 genera and all 11 subspecies. Tarsiers share many behavioral similarities with other strepsirrhine primates. The most unique trait that they share are their nocturnal habits. This is similar to other strepsirrhine species such as lorises, galagos, and about half of all the lemurs. However, a notable difference between tarsiers and other strepsirrhine species is the lack of a tapetum lucidum, which most nocturnal strepsirrhines and other mammal species have. It allows for better night vision during predation. The tarsiers compensate for this by having extremely large eyes. Tarsiers are also arboreal, also similar to other strepsirrhines such as lorises, galagos, and most lemurs. However, they will come down to the ground to grab prey. They are also anatomically related to strepsirrhines. They share features such as grooming claws and an unfused mandibular symphysis. Tarsiers are more anatomically similar to other haplorhine primates than they are to other strepsirrhine primates. New genetic information confirms that they are genetically related to haplorhines, regardless of the behavioral adaptations they share with strepsirrhines. One of the most notable traits that tarsiers share with haplorhine primates is the dry rhinarium, which is a dry nose. Strepsirrhines have wet noses, similar to canines. They also have a closed eye orbit, which allows for their large eyes. Tarsiers have the largest relative eye size of all primates. They likely evolved this due to their nocturnal habits. Unlike strepsirrhines, who have a mammalian tapetum lucidum that allows them to see in low light, the tarsiers have a retinal fovea, which is a trait they share with other haplorhine species. This is associated with color visual acuity. This enlargement compensates for the loss of low light acuity. Due to this, tarsiers are the only nocturnal mammal with full color vision. Amamioids are one of the earliest primate species, dating to around 56 million years ago during the Eocene epoch. Some researchers have called this species the Eocene tarsier. Others have referred to it as the extinct tarsier. Rossi states that one plausible phylogenetic interpretation of this pattern is that tarsids are nested within Amamidae rather than being a sister group of that clade. This means that tarsiers are more closely related to this extinct species than to other modern primate species such as the strepsirrhine and haplorhine species in those semi-orders. They are also anatomically similar to ammamioids. They both have large eye orbits, fused tibia and fibula, and they also are relatively small compared to other primate species. The molecular data of tarsiers is at the center of the controversy regarding their taxonomic classification. Within the last couple of decades, new advancements have been made in the scientific field. This new molecular data suggests that tarsiers do not fit either existing semi-order, but may be more closely related to haplorhines than strepsirrhines. Williams states that using the DNA sequence data generally failed to provide strong support for either haplorhini or prosimi. Specific elements in the genome were not present in the strepsirrhine samples, but were present in haplorhine samples. This leads us to conclude that tarsiers are part of the primate order, but are genetically different from strepsirrhines and haplorhines. This new molecular data was the basis for transitioning tarsiers from the prosimian semi-order to the haplorhine semi-order. Tarsiers are an extremely unique primate species. They have physical and behavioral adaptations from both semi-orders. They are closely related to Ammamidae, one of the oldest primate species, and their molecular data suggests that while they may be more closely related to those in the haplorhine semi-order, they still diverge enough that they belong in their own semi-order. This research is based on biological anthropological data, primatology studies, primate paleontology, and zoology. All of this information leads us to conclude that tarsiers belong in their own semi-order, Tarsiformes.